If you've made your way to this side of the internet, it's probably because you're a parent and you're worried that your child is afraid of the dark. We are going to be talking today all about how to introduce a nightlight and when it is appropriate. Hi, my name is Sarah, and as the lead certified pediatric sleep expert at Yours and Baby's Sleep, I love helping families through the biggest sleep challenges so that you can all be sleeping through the night. One challenge that we encounter in the toddler years is real nighttime fears. And one way we can solve this is by using a nightlight. Let's get right into it. I love starting out my videos talking about when not to do something. So if your child is up to the age of about 2 or 2.5 years old, they do not need any type of nightlight. They should be sleeping in a pitch black dark room, like cave-like dark. Ideally, you wouldn't be able to see your hand if you put it out in front of you type of dark. If you are still offering a night feeding, it is okay to provide yourself with some light during those night feedings, preferably a red light, and only for the night feedings, and then it should be off. The reason being, our children don't really have fears until they're about 2 or 2.5 years old. There aren't any recordings of any type of nightmares earlier than this age, and developmentally they don't understand that scary things could happen in the dark should they open their eyes or have a bad dream at night. Having a pitch black room up to this point is so crucial, not only because of the biological benefits of inducing greater levels of melatonin and adenosine, or our sleepy hormones, but it's also really beneficial because your child is curious and doesn't know how to shut off their FOMO button. Think about a baby. There's lots of stuff that they see that's brand new every day. This is a whole new world for them. So in order to provide them with some without the FOMO, we really need to shut down their environment and make it as calm as possible without much input being available for them to look at. A great example of this is a 4-month-old who's fascinated with their ceiling fan. It is the most fascinating thing that they've ever seen in their life, and that's quite possibly true, but it's greatly interrupting their ability to sleep. When they are sitting there staring at the fan and they can't shut their eyes because their brain is on overdrive, all they want to do is look and receive the information of the fan and understand what's going on, and they're not able to shut that off in order to favor their sleep. So again, if your child is up to the age of 2 or 2.5, I really recommend as dark as possible, and then we can start to talk about reasons why we would introduce a nightlight starting at 2.5. From a developmental standpoint, once your child reaches 2 or 2.5, the things in their sleep environment aren't novel or new. We're making it a sleep environment, right? We're not keeping their favorite toys inside the environment, or we don't have screens in their rooms. So there's nothing new or exciting for them to be exploring or playing with, which is why they're able to kind of ignore all of the items in their room when they do go to sleep. And at the same time, they may be expressing to you that they're nervous about what happens when they close their eyes, or they don't like it being pitch black. It makes them uncomfortable that they can't see things in front of them. And I really want us to honor that in them and make them feel really comfortable and confident in their sleep space. The best way to do this is introduce a red nightlight. Purchase the Hatch and use that as your sound machine. This is a great product to use for your child's nightlight. Keep it on red and make sure that you turn the dim to 1%. It does not need to be bright. Remember, as our eyes adjust, things seem like they're brighter anyway. So we need to keep it as dim as possible so that your child can still view the items around their room, but it isn't shining enough to wake them up out of a deep sleep. You can also choose to purchase from Amazon any other type of red light that has red. So your nightlight should be red because this is the light that has the least effect on our hormone production. When our bodies view blue or white light, it actually signals to our brain to produce cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol and adrenaline are our awake hormones, and this means if your child sees white when they wake up in the middle of the night, it is possible that their body will say, oh, it's time to wake up, and it will be harder for them to go back to sleep. So to prevent this, I want you to have red and red only If your child wants to fight with you and you pick pink, that is a better option, of course, than blue or white. It is totally okay to keep the nightlight on all night long. And if you've been a family who has followed the recommendation of sleeping in a really dark room, this might freak you out because all of a sudden one day they're not sleeping in a dark room, and will that affect their sleep? I don't find that it will. I find that having some brightness as your child gets older is comforting, and eventually once they get to school age years, kindergarten, first, second grade, we might not have to use the blackout curtains. We don't have to shut our door anymore. We're gonna be much more flexible in our sleep environment as we get older because we've established good sleep foundations in the beginning. Don't let the red nightlight freak you out. If your child is up frequently in the middle of the night, even when they do have the nightlight, there's likely something else going on, probably related to their behavior, and maybe some sleep training would help your family. I love running my toddler sleep programs with families, so if you were looking for more specific sleep help in a one-on-one or a group setting, please go head over to my website, yourzenbabysleep.com, to learn more about my one-on-one and group coaching packages. And if you have any questions immediately, bring them down to the comments. Leave questions. I love interacting with you and helping you troubleshoot your individual sleep situation. As you're scrolling down there, give me a thumbs up so I know that you found this content enjoyable. And as always, subscribe because you want to be the latest to know about all of the sleep tips that I provide. As always, from my living room to yours, thank you so much for joining me today, and sweet dreams.